Hey Gems, welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Gems, BBs, the venom and the tear, the stone, the prayer, the womb, the lover. Oh, the wind started. The queen, the maiden, and the pilgrim. Gems, I feel like there's just this desire. I feel like there's this desire to be anchored in something that feels safe because you feel anchored or have felt anchored in. This could be past energy, depends on where you're at, Gems, but I feel like the idea here is that you've been going through just a lot of arguing, a lot of like back and forth, and I just feel like people being nasty for the sake of being nasty, but it's like, believe people when they tell you who they are the first time. You know what I mean? Because people are people are people are people. They are who they are. And it doesn't matter how they exhibit their character. If they've exhibited it, you know who they are. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like there's this idea of you just being really disheartened, of being like, well, but, like if I told them this, and this, and they said that they were going to change, and you know what I mean? Or however that plays out for you. But I feel like the reality of it is, like, you've been anchored in a whole lot of nasty energy, Gems. I mean, my God, it's been coming through your reads for a minute, and it's just kind of like, what do you do? Like, I get that you want, like you want to, like, give everyone another chance, and, like that's the whole point of growth. And you can't grow if you aren't given an opportunity. Well, I'm here to tell you, you can absolutely not ever get an opportunity, and you're still going to try if you actually want to change. Even if that opportunity never fucking shows, you're going to work on yourself, and you're going to grow, and you're going to develop. And these people who you're dealing with are never going to change. They are who they are, who they are, who they are. And you can give them chance after chance after chance after chance, but you look like a dumbass. You look like a fool to them, because low-key they're just giggling at how they can control and manipulate. This energy is so repulsive to me, and I think it's repulsive to you, and you don't want to be in it, and you're disheartened in the fact that you are, and I think you're wanting to. I feel like the prayer is like, please let me be anchored in security and safety. And I just want to say, if you can see it and you can acknowledge it and you can act according to it, like, you decide how this relationship's gonna go, right? If you're a shady ass little bitch, then like, there's nothing to be done about that, right? And I feel like some of my gems just have some friends in their lives that are just like you wanted to try and give them another chance, and like, we'll see how this goes, and I'm sure that was just, and you made all of these excuses for it, and it's just kind of like, I mean, sure, if that's how you want to live your life, making excuses for people who will never change, sure, go for it, do it, but that's not what you want. That's not what you're praying for. And I feel like you're really starting to understand. I mean, the queen is the idea of influence, but I feel like, again, it's like, sometimes you just got to learn the hard way. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing to be done about that. But like, I feel like there's this idea of, like, learning the hard way. Like, you gave them chance after chance after chance after chance, and fuck, you even made excuses on their behalf. You know what I mean? Like, just so you wouldn't actually have a reason to really feel the way that you feel, because they actually treated you the way that they treated you, or they actually have that energy, or that, like, there are just people in this world who are not good people, and they might look, and that's one of the things one of the issues that I have with our culture and our society, is that in all reality, you can come off as being a really good person and be the nastiest fucking person on the face of the planet. Most of the people who are, you know, like what, being jailed for or on trial for human trafficking, like nurses and teachers and, you know, preachers and, you know, and it's just kind of like, well, yeah, of course, because they're so obsessed with how things look and how they can make it look the way that they want it to look and da 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 da. But do you know how disgustingly manipulative that energy is? I mean, it's slimy. It's slimy energy and gross people. And I think that you had to learn that the hard way. But somebody, I just want to say, like, somebody was like, I told you. And I think you're starting to finally see it. You know? These fucking, oh my God. I'm so, like, I feel agitated right now, you guys. The maiden and the lover. I mean, the maiden is the idea of like curiosity and going for something. And I feel like, again, it's just this idea of like, I want a life full of love and passion. I want a life that feels safe. I want a life where I'm not constantly dealing with people who are just nasty people. You know what I mean? They've got, like, they're the type of people who can only ever put other people down. They're the type of people who always have something to complain about. You know, like they're not passionate about anything. They're obsessive about everything, you know, and it could be that like, it's that alignment, you know, well, who is it that you align with and why, you know, and is it like, isn't there a level of control that you can find when you're obsessive about things? And isn't that exactly what they're trying to do to cover up their nasty ass little souls? All right. That is what it is. Sorry, that was a rant, but that came out of me. You know what I mean? Because this is just like, this is ridiculous. Like, on your behalf, I want to stand up and say, enough is a fucking enough, you guys. Like, stop with these people. Stop giving them chances. Stop forgiving them and making excuses on their behalf. You know what I mean? It's keeping you down. It's holding you back, and it's not serving you at all. And you know it, and you don't want it. So let it go. Sorry, I just like, my last job before was, I was working with these women, and there was just this one woman who was just so she was depraved, like her soul was depraved, you know, but she's a master energy healer. No. Nope. And then the other one was also a master energy healer, and she had a soul that was just so bright and beautiful, and a lot of Gemini in her chart. And she would just make excuses for this other woman, you know, like on behalf of the organization, because it's more about saving face so that you can be bigger and make more money. And, you know, like, okay, we hit New York Times, so like, where do we go from here? Like, it's all about image. It's all about, but they would target people to become a part of their organization that, you know, there were people who were kind of deprived in a lot of ways. Usually people who came from like abusive backgrounds and, you know, things of that nature. And so, like, while it was a really cool thing to experience, like the underbelly of it is just, you know, like nothing that I wanted to associate myself with. And, you know, for the ones of the people that I met who are full of light and love, you know, like I wish for them desperately that they could cut those people out and off on behalf of themselves, and their own growth and development, because, you know, like I feel like they're held back. And all of that is to say, it really doesn't matter who you are, what you do. And when I say who you are, I mean, like, where do you live? What car do you drive? What clothes do you wear? You know what I mean? Like, not your soul, but just like your persona, because that's all those people care about, is a persona. All they want to do is come up on a persona. They don't want to be good people. They don't want to impact sincere change. They want to come up on a persona, and that's gross. I'm sorry for like saying that in such an aggressive way originally, but this energy is intense and it's unhealthy. It's manipulative, and it's consistently manipulative. Again, going back to that, you like just letting it slide, letting it slide, letting it slide, letting it slide. Ugh, you know, but to the point where you had to really pull away and follow your intuition, because who am I outside of these people? Because you don't want to be associated with those people. Those people are ugh. And if you ever want to associate with people who aren't ugh, you probably better consider the fact that the company you keep keeps you, and it will be a deterrent for people who don't want to allow that energy in their lives every single time, which locks you in to a place you're not trying to be. And I think understanding that and experiencing a change and a shift in your perspective, in your way of dealing with these people, that's just like, be done, for fuck's sake. Like, I'm like, and I feel frustrated with you in some really weird way. I don't know, because I'm not actually frustrated with any of you. You know what I mean? But it's like, but there's this level of frustration of like, okay, well, you know, again, going back to like the idea of an abusive relationship, you can make an excuse for them every time, or you can acknowledge the fact that you are in an abusive relationship and exit that relationship. It doesn't matter if it's a professional relationship. It doesn't matter if it's a religious organization. It doesn't matter if it's your group of friends. It doesn't matter if it's your lover. If it's abusive, it's abusive. And what you also have to understand is that if you do want to elevate beyond that, then you have to release that. That's all there is to it. And that might suck, but how could it possibly suck any more than surrounding yourself with people who are just depraved? Fairy Stallion, 5 of Swords, Queen of Wands, and 5 of Cups. Yeah, I mean, leaving it behind, moving on, going towards what it is that you know you are desirous of, what it is that you know that you're capable of, right? Because, Gems, you guys have elevated, you guys have grown, you guys have invested in your change, you guys have invested in understanding yourselves instead of understanding the system to make it work on your behalf so that you don't have to be a good person. You know what I mean? And you're moving away from it. And things are moving accordingly in your life. I love that. I love that. And that middle finger was for the people that you're dealing with, not for you. Gems, this is a long read. I guess you guys, we needed to chat, huh? All right, Gems. The World, the Sun, and the Knight of Wands, because the cycle has got to come to an end. Oops, sorry. The sun's right behind me. I can't see. The cycle of all of this is coming to an end, and things are changing accordingly, and you are going forward toward your happiness. I mean, there's a lot of fire energy here. We've got Queen of Wands, we've got the Sun, the Lover, the Maiden. You know, I feel like you're quite possibly, for a lot of y'all, going into a relationship, but like, maybe if it's not, you know, like an organization or something, and it's like an actual relationship, and it's like this person is like, they like you, but like they're not willing to just hand their life over to a group of dumb bitches. You know what I mean? Like I don't like you that much. You know what I mean? Like you cool, but you be cool over there. You know what I mean? Like you might be woke, but you're not, like, but you're capped out at that level of woke. And if that woke is fucking depraved, then how woke are you? You know what I mean? And I feel like the reality of it is that like you capped in a sinking ship. And it's like, it's time to like jump ship and go for what it is that you want to go for. You have the Pilgrim, the Fairy Stallion, the Wheel of Fortune. You know, it's there for you, gems. You just have to let go of you just have to let go of the sinking ship that you're on, because it's literally like nobody is going to be like, oh, hey, yeah, I'd love to go for a ride on your sinking ship. You know, not anybody who has like a nice one that's already floating. You know, like, why would I jump out of my floating boat to get into your sinking one? It's kind of the mentality. But yeah, again, the sword, still with this like cutting things out, cutting people out, cutting, you know, organizations. And if it's a religious organization and it's something you've dedicated your life to, you know, like maybe you're not cutting out the organization itself, but you're switching, you know, like the facilities that you operate within, you know, and allowing yourself like an opportunity to get away from those people who were in it just to, you know, like gain an aesthetic, and not in it because they genuinely wanted to grow and develop as people. I feel strongly about that. All right, gems, I love y'all so much. Thank you for spending some time with me. I'm sorry if this was like too intense for you. If it is, you know, like, I'm sure there are lots of other way calmer, less blunt readers out there. But yeah, if this does resonate with you, please give me a like, share, and subscribe, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye.